Sorry about this 3 week delay thing. I've been dealing with a personal matter, but now we're gonna get back into telling our news stories. Um, we did have a shooting that was in Lake Station yesterday. Um, Actually, this happened Saturday, but the story was posted yesterday. So, but the Lake Station police responded to a bar shooting. Um, the bar called the Draft House was where the shooting was at. Um, there was at least one injury to a victim where the person was hit by gunfire, and possibly other subjects had needed medical attention, according to the Lake Station police. Of course, they're saying that there was a fight that broke out at the bar, which is not uncommon. That's why I don't go to bars. Um, a man assaulted a teen after kidnapping her kidnapping her and her father from the Michael Jackson family home in Gary. A man has been charged with assaulting a teenager after kidnapping her and her father outside of Michael Jackson's family home last week. Um, Now, the victims told police they were visiting the home on Friday in Gary, Indiana, when a man came up to them with a gun and demanded money. Investigators said that the suspect, Asia Barnes, forced the teen's father to drive into an alley. That is when they say he assaulted the man's 6-year-old daughter at gunpoint. People living in the area said that they were shocked by the crime. I'm not, because this is Gary. Now, the guy Barnes is being charged with rape, sexual battery, kidnapping, and other charges. Another story from Lake Station: a man is charged with multiple felonies, including and one of them being rape. Here. So this is the guy from Lake Station being charged with multiple felonies, including rape. God, that's a guy at Dark Alley. Um, a couple weeks ago, at approximately 8:58 p.m., officers of the Lake Station Police Department were dispatched to the 2900 block of East 35th Avenue to respond to a call for service. Now, once there, patrol officers determined that an unknown male subject in a vehicle attempted to abduct a female resident who was outside talking on her phone, according to the Lake Station Police. She reported that a weapon was used, but was able to fight off her attacker, and he had fled in his vehicle prior to the officers' arrival. And then the next day, at approximately 1 a.m., officers of the Hobart Police Department were dispatched to an address in their jurisdiction to respond to a call of rape, according to Lake Station Police. Upon arrival, officers determined that the female victim there had fled to that location where her parents lived, but the rape had occurred just at her residence where she resided alone in the 3500 block of Minnesota Street in Lake Station. Now, patrol officers from both jurisdictions began working together, and it became clear that both incidents were related due to the proximity and similar suspect descriptions. Now, ultimately, within hours, the patrol officers located two suspects and a suspect vehicle in the 3500 block of Oregon Street at a residence directly behind the residence in which the female was raped, and about a block away from where the attempted abduction took place. And then, on August 3rd, detectives with the Lake Station Police Department completed the investigation. The Lake County Prosecutor's Office accepted the following charges against Gendry Cano Dabali, 32, from Lake Station. He's being charged with count 1 rape, which is a level 1 felony. He's also being charged with count 2 burglary, which is a level 2 felony. Count 3 criminal confinement, which is a level 3 felony. Count 4 criminal confinement, also a level 3 felony. And then count 5, a criminal confinement, which is a level 4 felony. Count 6, which is battery resulting in bodily injury, a Class A misdemeanor. And count 7, which is theft, a Class A misdemeanor. The other subject initially taken into custody was released after the investigation revealed, as he was not involved in either incident, police said. All subjects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, and a mugshot will be updated on this post when made available. Um, In East Chicago, Indiana, a 57-year-old man was found shot in the chest Monday night in East Chicago after a shot spotter alert detected that 23 live rounds were fired near 4013 Butternut Street. Police arrived at the scene around 10:31 p.m. and discovered the victim. A local resident was conscious and breathing. He was taken to St. Catherine Hospital, but in stable condition. Now, the East Chicago police are reviewing surveillance footage to identify the shooter or shooters, and residents with information are urged to contact the Criminal Investigation Division at a certain number, or have any anonymous tips, and then to call those numbers. Yeah, but 23 rounds. I'm surprised the guy's even still alive. More than 16,000 cans of baby formula have been recalled in 12 states, including Indiana. A notice posted by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration said that Perrigo Company issued the recall Thursday for 3 lots within a batch of its store-branded premium infant formula with iron milk-based powder due to its excessive levels of vitamin D, which can cause health complications for vulnerable infants. Now, as of Monday, no illnesses have been reported yet, but it was also shipped to CVS locations in these states: Florida, California, South Carolina, Virginia, Indiana, Tennessee, New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Missouri, and it's all been recalled in those states. In Bloomington, Indiana, police arrested a Crown Point, Indiana man for allegedly using a BB gun to steal hundreds of dollars from a Dollar General store in Bloomington on Thursday. The guy, Maurice Thomas, is charged with armed robbery, which is a level 3 felony, and resisting law enforcement, which is a Class A misdemeanor. The robbery happened at the West 3rd Street location, according to court documents. An employee claimed the man, who police later identified as Thomas, had approached the register and he was wearing a black hoodie, a Chicago Bulls hat, 3 face masks, and carrying a Dollar General bag he grabbed in the store. Basically, he says, Thomas went up to the counter and says, "I'll have this," just as he allegedly said as he pulled out what looked like a handgun and pointed at the employee, saying, "Also the money." Now, of course, anytime that people go into a store, you're always on camera. So the interaction was captured on security camera, court documents state. Now, while police were investigating, a separate officer alerted over the radio that a man matching Thomas's description was running away near the IU Credit Union on North Gates Drive. The officer, court documents state, gave commands for Thomas to stop, but he continued running until tripping and falling to the ground. Police allegedly found $651 in cash, the Dollar General bag, a black BB gun, and a Chicago Bulls hat. Now, the store employee later allegedly identified Thomas as the man who robbed the store, and according to court documents, Thomas admitted it was him. Now, Thomas allegedly told police he had traveled to a Tractor Supply store in Indianapolis earlier that day to buy the BB gun, and he took a lift back to Bloomington, where he walked around for a while before going into Dollar General. There was no reason the store was the target, court documents state, and Thomas said it was just for money. Now, Thomas is scheduled to make his initial court appearance sometime whenever they decide to do it. According to this, it says Monday, that he's supposed to appear in court Monday. According to an online court record, if convicted, Thomas could face a maximum level sentence of 16 years in prison. Now the story that I want to get to, and it's a big story. Buddy Guy, who's a famous blues singer, is finally retiring at the age of 88 after 71 years in the music industry. I'm surprised, and I thought he was dead, but obviously he's still alive. He just turned 88 back in July. But after 71 years, it's a long time. He started singing when he was 17. But his real name is George Guy, but he goes by Buddy. He's one of five. He's the oldest of five kids. Um, Buddy, when he was younger, um, when he was young, his mother and father were sharecroppers, and as a child, Buddy would pick cotton for $2.50 for $2.50 per 100 rounds. His brother Phil also would become a famous blues musician. But I love Buddy Guy as a singer, actually in itself. Um, his music is kind of like Chicago blues, electric blues, and blues rock, and like a bluesy rock. That's the style of music he was known for. Um, Buddy Guy was actually really good friends with Muddy Waters. Um, he did have a goodbye tour this year, and I obviously wish I could have seen that, but you know. But I wish him the best because, you know, at 88 years old, I was surprised he was still singing. But just like you also got actors in the music industry, I mean, in the acting industry that are still performing in their 90s, like Mel Brooks and Clint Eastwood. I'm surprised they haven't retired yet themselves. Um, Back in 1996, Buddy Guy was inducted into the Guitar Center's Hollywood Rock Walk. I didn't even know they had that. Um, and then in 2014, he was inducted into the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum. Um, he's been living in Chicago for as long as I can remember. Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was his kid. Um, okay, so Buddy Guy married Joan Guy in 1959, and they have six children. They had six children together: Charlotte, Carl, Carlisle, Colleen, George Jr., Gregory, and Jeffrey. Greg Jr. also became a blues guitar singer. Um, in 1975, Buddy Guy married his second wife, Jennifer, and they had two children, Roshana and Michael. The marriage ended in divorce. Now, Roshana, who's better known by her stage name Shauna, became a rapper. I didn't even know that. I didn't even notice that Shauna was his kid. Um, Buddy Guy has lived on 14 acres of land in Orland Park, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, since 2014. But I didn't even know that Shauna was his kid. And the only thing about Shauna, the only two songs I know from Shauna are the two that she did with Ludacris, What's Your Fantasy and Stand Up. Um, yeah, but I didn't even know that was his kid. But I wish Buddy Guy the best. After 71 years in the music industry, um, if you have not heard his music, I suggest you listen to it because he is good. Um, but I'm gonna let you guys go because I got other stuff to do. Um, so if you like the video, you can get the video like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. You can also go ahead and leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just a little as a few bucks a video a month, your donation can help go a long way, and thanks for listening.